guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is going up in February, but I am filming this January 1st because for the month of January I have challenged myself to, I don't want to say cut out all sugar, but basically cut sugar out of my diet. It's not like a New Year's resolution type of thing that I want to do permanently. It's kind of just something that I want to challenge myself with for no other reason than to prove to myself that I can do it if I really want to. And yeah, and just to see how it makes me feel and kind of how my body reacts to it and all that stuff. So the reason I say I'm not cutting out all sugar is because what I'm doing is, if it says that it has added sugars in it, like on the ingredients list, if it says like, you know, includes so many grams of added sugar, it's out. Just junk food in general, candy, donuts, ice cream, all that crap food is out. And then I think my plan so far is to work my way down at least to, right now I've started at, if it says that it has 10 grams or less of sugar in it, just basic, you know, included in it in general because of the ingredients in it, I'm allowing myself to have it. I want to get that down to, like, if it says 5 grams or less, then I will allow myself to have it. Anything over that would be out by the end of the month. So that is the plan. So not being like super strict on myself, but like, you know, cutting out everything. I looked at things like in peanut butter has like 5 grams of sugar in it just naturally. So that's kind of where I got my base point from, because I'm addicted to peanut butter and I'm not going to change that. Sorry. So yeah, there's no big long-term year goal here. No, I don't know. Sometimes I just like to challenge myself with things and test things out and see kind of how I do with it and how my body and skin and whatever reacts to it. I kind of just want to try videos this year also that kind of test things out for 1 month at a time, because I feel like after a month you kind of can decide if something is going to work for you or not and see the effects that it will have on you. I mean, that's, a month is a pretty good amount of time to test something, I think, when it comes to like habits or dietary changes or anything. Riley's just gonna keep hitting my tripod. That's cool. Anyway, so that Riley. So anyway, there we have it for January 1st. Checking in, letting you guys know what the whole plan is for this video. Rambling as usual because that's what I do. And yeah, I'll see you in my next little check-in. Ooh, hair. Alright, so January 5th. 2 things I forgot to mention in my little intro was I am not counting wine or coffee into this whole no sugar thing because I don't want to live without them. Could I? Sure. Do I want to? Not even a little bit. So, so far I've done pretty good, the whole no sugar thing. Day 2, I wanted a brownie like nobody's business and I did not eat one, so go me. I did allow myself to have an apple tart when I went to go get coffee with Abby the other day because I needed it. But it didn't taste super sweet, so I don't think there was a whole lot of sugar added into it. And compared to the other things that I could have gotten at the coffee shop, that was probably the best one. So, it happens. The only thing that I've had that said that it had additional sugar in it was some Pedialyte. And that's because, quite frankly, I was just nursing a hangover and I needed it to go away. So, oops. And I didn't realize it had additional sugar in it until after I had already bought it and started drinking it, and then I was like, oh, I should look at this. So, oh well. 5 days in, 25 to go. So far so good. Haven't noticed anything different, physically speaking, but it's only been 5 days, and stuff takes longer than that. So, yeah, there's my first check-in. Oh, one thing that I did want to mention was the one thing, like the biggest thing that I've had to change so far is the breakfast that I take with me to work for like my first break. I used to just buy like those little breakfast granola bar things, like the fruit and grain bars, and those have a lot of sugar in them, just like normally and added. So instead of those, I started making my own little breakfast burritos, and it just has egg and sausage and cheese in it. So yeah, that is the one big thing I've had to change so far. Yeah. Sup. There's no makeup on my face, and my skin is reacting to the cold. Whatever. Shut up. Anyway. So it is January 10th. This is the second check-in for my whole no sugar thing. One of the things I did forget to mention last time was one of the first changes that I had to make was in my lunch that I take to work. I used to take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to work every day, but jelly has a whole lot of sugar in it. So that has changed to a ham and cheese sandwich instead. Yeah, nothing exciting there. I did have to go grocery shopping for the first time this week since I switched over to all of this. So I took the time to, because I'm trying to get below the whole 5 grams of sugar in things. And I'm still doing like the no added sugar in things. So whenever I was grocery shopping, I had to actually stop and look at like cans of soup and cereal and all that stuff before I bought it, which cereal was the difficult one because there's a lot of added sugar in cereals and a lot of just sugar in general in cereals. So that was not fun. I ended up with like rice checks or something, I think. Anyway, the other thing that I noticed was trying to buy tomato sauce to put over like ravioli and things like that. Tomato sauce has a lot of sugar, and it always seems to have added sugar. That was the main thing, was like it all has added sugar. So I actually ended up going with an Alfredo sauce because it has like less than 5 grams of sugar. I don't remember what the exact number was. I want to say it was like 2 or something like that, if that. So that was the main challenge of grocery shopping, was just like trying to find things that didn't have sugar added to them. Yeah. Other than that, I've been doing good with no, unneeded sweets, no donuts, no ice cream, no buying extra crap while I'm working. I'm going to eat so much sugar next month. That's probably not true, but I'm kind of like impressed with my abilities to not just instantly justify it in my head, because that's one of the things that I'm really bad about, and that's part of why I challenged myself with this, is because I feel like I can always justify it in my head for why, I should just buy the donut, or why I need ice cream or something like that. So it's a good reminder that it's not necessary. This lipstick is very dark on camera. It's purple in real life. And it looks way more grape in real life. That's Riley running down the stairs, if you could hear that. She always sounds like an elephant. Anyway, January 15th. 15 days into my attempt at no sugar. And I failed a little bit because when I decided to try this, I kind of forgot that cramps exist. And it's incredibly difficult to tell yourself no to at least a little bit of sugar to make yourself feel better when you feel like your insides are like twisting into a knot. So I did eat a little bit of ice cream yesterday from Freddy's, just one of the mini ones, so I could have done a lot worse. Other than that, I've been doing pretty good. As of today, I am making myself be under 5 grams of sugar from things that like just naturally have sugar in them. Under 5 grams is what I'm looking for on nutritional labels. So, yeah. I still feel weird calling this a no sugar thing, because it's not technically like, you know, looking for things that straight up have no sugar in them. It's just decreasing my sugar intake and being aware of it more, I guess. So, not super easy this week, but I'm surviving. I'm halfway through the month. Just have to make it another like 15 days. But I have learned that overall, like my overall eating habits don't have a whole lot of sugar and a whole lot of added sugar, aside from like breakfast stuff and what I was taking to work with me, because like the jelly on my sandwich, like I mentioned, and then those breakfast bars, which weren't doing a great job of keeping me full anyway. So like that's actually, I'm glad I came up with something new for that. Like cereal, I feel like always has a lot of sugar in it if you're not aware to look for it. Other than that, most of my sugar intake was just from me basically spending money when I didn't need to, you know? Buying a donut just because it was there, buying ice cream just because it was there, just giving into little things more often than I should have. So, that's been interesting to note. So, till the next update. Made it to the 20th. 10 days to go. Ish. Technically 11, I guess. But the day's basically done. So, not much to actually report on in the last 5 days, except for the fact that I've been pre-filming some things, and that means I've been decorating cupcakes, and I really wanted to eat them, but I didn't. But they're definitely waiting for me for when I get to eat again. Get to eat sugar again. Still eating. Jesus. But yeah. Other than that, I wouldn't have decided to film these cupcake videos, then I'd be okay. But, you know, I'm trying to be ahead of the game on my video schedule so that I don't get stressed out if anything comes up and I get behind. So, well, I guess not behind now. Anyway, that's all I got this time. It's really bad lighting. Alright. This sugar challenge thing is almost over. It is January 25th. I only have to survive a few more days. I can handle that. Except I am about to go see my family for the next 2 days, so that might make this a little bit more difficult. But we'll see how I do. Because, you know, I don't get to see my family very often, and we like to do things like go get ice cream, but it's also currently snowing outside, so maybe that won't be an issue this time. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited. I've made it to February! Yes! As I predicted in my last update, going back to see my family for that weekend definitely was the most difficult part. Like, I literally walked into my mom's house and like started talking to her in the kitchen and just like ate a cookie without even thinking about it, because they were there and it didn't even cross my mind what I was doing. So yeah, apparently my biggest downfalls are when I spend time with other people, which makes sense because you get influenced by other people, and just not maintaining self-control when I know that I can. You know, not worrying about things like how much sugar I'm eating or how much money I'm spending on that sugar is mainly what it comes down to. It's just me not thinking it through. So, what I have learned is that I'm not going to completely cut sugar out of my life like that, but I am going to be more aware of spending money on it and justifying it to myself and all that stuff. Like, it's not something I need, but it's not something that I need to like check every little label in order to cut it out of my life necessarily. So, just need to watch how I'm spending money and whatnot when it comes to things like, you know, donuts or ice cream or anything like that. Not wasting money or calories, I guess, even though I don't count calories, but like, you know, not eating that all the time. So yeah, that's about it for this month of trying to cut a lot of sugar out of my diet. I learned things. My weight did seem to decrease a bit, but I don't know if that's necessarily from me cutting out sugar or from me going to the gym or from stress. It's been a very stressful month. So yeah. I'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that changes, because that could be another interesting thing to note. But otherwise, that is it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have any thoughts or comments or whatever on anything related to this, drop them down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!